Mayan Sculptor
Competitive
levels
constructed, I forgot to
of fucking
mention.
deck
Sorry. This is
manipulation.
game one, round one.
People are raging about it online. It's kind of funny to read.
Oh, yeah. Oh my god, and my opponent didn't have a 3-drop. Ha!
Yep.
All he has is a 2-1 Dauntless Bodyguard in play right now. I am so okay with whatever is happening right now. BRB gotta jerk off. This is such a good position to be in. Like, my hand right now, with a search trigger on the stack and my opponent taking forever, is Syncopate, Chemist Insight, Cast Down, Moment of Craving, Island, Glacial Fortress, in play. I have Watergrave, Drowned Catacombs, and a search for Azcanta.
Oh my god, that's about perfect.
Yeah.
You have everything you need.
Yeah, I just graveyarded a swamp from search. Like, if my opponent does nothing that I care about this turn, I'll EOT Moment of Craving as Dauntless Bodyguard. Yeah, like, sure, I'll take 2 from it, so that way I can do that EOT. Do I care about Night of Autumn? No, I don't. Like, sure, blow up my search. That's fine. Yep, that's what I figured he was doing. Like, I'm so unsure of what he is doing that I would rather let him do shit like that, so that way I know I can protect against anything that I'm really scared of. As ridiculous as that sounds. Like, I will let you kill a search for Azcanta, so that way I know that I can stop something else.
Mm-hmm.
Because right now, like, I drew a Price of Fame, which means, you know, sure, I killed his dude. I have Chemist Insight, I have Syncopate if anything really bad happens, he has a 2-1 in play. And, you know, post-sport, I'm bringing in Lyra's. I am so glad I added that card last minute. I'm like, I got 2 slots left, what am I gonna do? Lyra.
Yep.
Alright, played nothing new. EOT Chemist Insight. Giggity giggity goo. Oh hey, look at that, a Teferi on the top. And another search for Azcanta! Alright, we're gonna get search into play.
Oh my god, dude.
Get search into
If you
play.
fucking lose
Yeah.
this game somehow, I swear.
Oh yeah, no, if I lose this game, like, from anything other than my opponent's just had a really weak draw and all of a sudden goes nuts on me, I deserve to lose. Yeah, like, get search into
Blue just
play.
killed himself. What the hell?
My opponent's casting Knight of Grace. Okay.
Cool story. Like, that's gonna help him. Sure.
Then he casts Knight of Malice. I'll actually counter the Knight of Malice for Syncopate X1.
Oh, that feels fucking good.
Yeah,
I just rando carded into a primal amulet.
nice.
Don't have to fucking wild card into that.
Nice. Search for Azcanta should show me. Nope, not the land. Alright, fine. We'll hold off another turn on playing Teferi. Like, I'm kind of just hoping that Search shows me a Ritual of Soot here soon.
Just sweep him.
Uh-huh. Like, I'm figuring that I'm going to let him get me to, like, 6 or so before I really try to clean up the board.
Well, I mean, if you think you've got the time, there's no reason not to.
Exactly, and that's allowing me to do stuff like, you know, Sinister Sabotage's Knight of Malice for the Surveil. Yep, put another land in my graveyard. Like, I may very well drop a Teferi as a life gain spell here in a minute, but...
It's crazy how little mana you actually need for this control deck as well.
Oh, yeah. Well, part of
It's
it
one of
is
those
that I'm
things
planning
where-
how I'm going to spend it.
Exactly. You don't need a ton of it, but you need to make sure that 100% of the time you have exactly what you need. Because if you have one time where you're one short, you're fucked and the game's over.
Correct.
And that's one of the reasons why they're hard to pilot is because you have to have a good grasp on the metagame so you know what you need to leave open, so you know what you can spin,
Mm-hmm. Like, notice, Seraphin, how I just navigated this board position to be where I was going to have removal in hand, card draw, an active Escanta, a Teferi in play, and an empty board. So that way I don't really care what he plays here. Yeah, like this Cavalier, I know it looks scary, but what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to end up probably bouncing it here. I'm going to see what I draw off the Teferi first. Alternatively, I can cast it down one turn, and actually that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to draw here.
Does it not have protection?
No, Conclave Cavalier, when it dies, it creates two 2/2s.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Knight of Grace. Sorry.
No, you're good. Okay, yeah, so I just got the exact card that I wanted, so I'm going to pass turn, untap some lands, let him swing. If he swings it to Fairy, I'll kill him. If he doesn't swing it to Fairy, I'll get another Escanta activation out of it. Like, I will take 4 to get another Escanta activation.
Makes sense. And you said you were going to let him get you down to about 6, so you can eat
Yeah.
4 without a problem.
Yep, so I'm going to see who he attacks first. Okay, he's attacking Teferi. Like, that kind of locks me into I need to kill it. But it doesn't lock me in that I need to kill it with Cast Down. I'm actually going to use Price of Fame to use my mana more efficiently here, because there's nothing left that I can do other than casting a Cast Down if I cast Down, but then it'll already be out of my hand.
Right, so you drop Price of Fame. It's a little more expensive now, so you can reactivate it to the upkeep.
Yep, okay, so he gave his dude Indestructible, which is fine. I'll lose my Teferi here, not a big deal. I'm actually going to let him take me to 4 here now that I think about it. Which means I should have cast that later, but I'm not going to make 2 play mistakes in a row. I'd rather just live with the one that I made. Oh baby, there's my second Ritual of Soot.
And Teferi was right there, so you'll be getting 8 here shortly, too.
No, Escanta puts stuff on the bottom.
Oh, it cycles back down, okay.
Mm-hmm.
The Ritual of Suit clears the board anyway, so...
Yep.
So Cast Down takes effect because you've got the priority, right?
Yeah, first in, last out. So, I was able to utilize the fact that, okay, now since I'm not going to be able to cast any of these other spells, we're going to definitely Discover here. Good.
Chaos Wand? What kind of fucking table? What? Who plays Chaos Wand?
Couldn't tell you.
It's okay. He's getting the 7/9 flying vigilance now, so we Gucci.
So what I was actually looking for there on my Escanto was another Teferi, because the only thing that my opponent has that I can't deal with right away is another Knight of Grace. I would require another Teferi to do that. Okay, that makes everything easier. Just draw a Chromium. Alright. Granted, I don't think I'm in a position to actually play Chromium right now. feel like I need to draw some more cards first, but
But Chromium's pretty much your end condition.
yep. Yeah, actually, I'm gonna go ahead and get Chromium on the board. I thought about it for a minute, and it's like, actually, I think Chromium would be highly beneficial to my board position, because he does have stuff that is pro-black, which is basically, or hexproof from black, not pro-black, which is basically all of my removal, so... I'll just put him on a 3-turn clock and make sure that he can't play anything relevant for 3 turns. Seems reasonable.
See, Kelnon's not one of these people who treat Teferi as the win con in and of itself.
Right, like,
Where it's just
I'm fine with
literally
using it as a
cycling to
win
the
con
top
if
of
I
your
have
deck.
to. I'll do it if I have to,
and
but
that's the
yeah.
thing is, like, there's so many people who do that, and it's just fucking not like it's okay, like it's legitimate, but it's just like you're a fucking asshole. Like,
I mean, I agree with you on that.
it's literally okay. Let's iterate through extra turns 40 something fucking times just to force the draws. Oh my god.
Yeah, like, I have won one game through actually doing it. I've had opponents realize that I had to do it because, like, they got my Chromium or something. Like, I've been in a situation in a control mirror where the board sweeper got my Chromium. I mean, I ran out of counters. Shit happens. And
I mean,
and like,
it happened.
and then I've put them in a situation like that with Teferi, and they go, "Oh, okay, yeah, game's over. Like, you've killed all my lands. It's a control mirror. Like, we can just go to the next game." But I've only had one person force me to play it out, but I'm not trying to do that as my default.
There's people who do, though. There's people who don't run a real win condition in that deck, and it's fucking obnoxious.
Yeah, you see, I don't get that. All right, so we're bringing in more Ritual of Soots for goddamn sure. Bringing in 2
Yeah.
Lyras. Now the real question is, what do I cut? Like, I think Chromium's still good, just because he's a really difficult to deal with threat. I think Essence Scatter's still insane. Is Discovery Dispersal one of my worst? Yeah. I need to make one more cut. I think I'm going to cut a Syncopate here. Like, in this situation, I want to be playing tap-out control a lot more against him, because unless he sideboards in something just insane...
I mean, if you get to the point where you can use Syncopate in a reasonable manner, then the game's already won for you.
Yeah.
In that matchup.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I can use it as a 2-mana counter, but, like, basically everything that he has is dudes, at which point I think that Essence Scatter's a lot better counter. Like, I'm citing down counters, up removal here, and up win conditions. Because I'm pretty sure, like, there isn't shit he can do about a resolved Lyra. I don't think he's going to expect the Lyra, considering I just beat him down with the Chromium.
I mean, he's going to board for it, presumably. Like, he's going to presumably board for... I'm assuming he's going... He was white-black, right?
White-green.
White-green? Oh.
So, like, settle the wreckage, maybe?
Yeah, I think he'll have a settle the wreckage or two, but... I expect him to have,
I'm laughing because I have the turn 2 search for his Kanta again.
Yeah, that's a nice hand.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, settle the wreckage is the only thing that I'm thinking of offhand that I expect him to board in against me, and that's specifically for Chromium, so I expect like 1 or 2 of them, not like a bunch.
I mean, I don't think he would... you don't board more than 2 of those. I don't know any situation where you would have more than 2 of those on the board.
I mean, if I could see myself running more than that in my board. Like, I like Ritual of Soot better because it lets me keep my beaters on the board and still board wipe. Oh, I feel bad for opponent. He just mulliganed. And Scryed bottom.
Uh-oh.
Oh, hey, my first top deck is Ritual of Soot. I feel real good about this hand. Alright, I have to force more lands to the top via... Oh my god! He fucking had the Knight of Autumn on turn 3 for my turn 2 search. God damn it, motherfucker. Such an asshole. Well, I need to draw lands. I sideboarded out Syncopates. Why do I have them in my hand?
Did you sideboard out all of them?
Yeah. I only had 2.
Did the sideboard glitch?
I believe so. Well, that's inconvenient. Guess I'm not running any goddamn Lyras this game. Good to know.
Game is ready for monetization, guys.
Right.
I mean, I may have done something incorrect there. That's a possibility. Like, let's go ahead and throw that out there. This is the first time I've ever tried to sideboard in this game. I will give it that I may have done something wrong there. Well, my opponent has a shitload of lands, like it's weird. The aggro deck is drawing plenty of lands. The control deck is about to discard to hand size.
Ugh. Oh no.
Hey, guess what we're discarding?
Syncopate?
Teferi! Fuck that card, I don't need it right now.
Oh dear.
That's
I
even better.
have 4 lands, I have a lot of answers in my hand, but I don't have other cards that I need. Alright, sure, we're gonna discard Syncopate this time. You were close to combat, it was gonna be the next one I discarded. Knight of Malice, Essence Scatter!
I mean, I just couldn't imagine you really holding on to it.
Yeah, that's fair.
At least not for long.
Knight de la Autumn. Night trigger on the stack. Moment of Craving. Fuck your couch. Like, I feel like I'm gonna have to play a grindy ass game here because of the not sideboarded thing. So I'm trying to prepare for that. And in a situation where I was missing land drops, like, my best bet is to utilize all my counter magic and removal spells in really efficient ways, just to kind of break his spirit, break his soul. Yeah, let's go get us another black mana. Now we can cast all these double black spells too. Conveniently, he played an instant speed thing after I played that put creatures on board. Hey, whatever, I'll let him swing at me once. Hope to top deck a land. Like, he has all these 2/2 dudes, and I have a Ritual of Soot that required the second black. For those in the crowd curious what Kelnon's looking for off the top of his deck, Kelnon would like to take this moment to remind you that up until when I just top decked that Isolated Chapel, we had exactly Chromium mana.
Nice. Now it's just a matter of getting down to it.
Uh-huh. Like, since I did not get to sideboard here, essentially, I would very much so like to draw spells that win the game very quickly.
Yeah, makes sense.
Like, I don't want this dragged out. My opponent is sitting here stockpiling cards in hand. Yeah. Yeah. I think my opponent feels cute as hell right now, and I'm just about to kill the shit out of his creatures. Wait, what? I thought I sideboarded out my Syncopates, but then I just drew a Lyra.
What?
Alright, hold up. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 lands in play. 2 cards in my hand, 1 card in play, so that's 12. 12 cards in my graveyard, 36 cards in my deck. Yeah, apparently I just fucked up there. That's totally on me. Wow, my opponent has Vraska's Contempt. Alright, whatever. Counter.
Yeah, I figured 4 of those would be in main deck now if they weren't before.
Yeah, I didn't expect him to even have them. Assassin's Trophy. I'd much rather get the Assassin's Trophy than the Vraska's Contempt on him. Sure. Land. Alright, well, in that case, I'm running hella win cons. Let's just draw some. No. Hey, alright, let's play as Lyra, see what happens. He may have more removal for it. I don't know. Yep, another Assassin's Trophy. That's fine.
Why do they have to give you such terrible starting decks?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I spent all those months in closed beta, and now I have shit again.
Yeah, I went through and deleted all those mono decks that they gave us to begin with.
Yep, I did the same thing, and then people keep coming to me like, well, come on, I have the XYZ beginner deck. Motherfucker, I don't know what that means.
Oh, see, when I listed the decks out to you, I listed the at least the dual colored ones that I had won. The mono decks I wasn't even gonna mess with. They're terrible.
There we go, my first draw spell. 28 cards remaining in the deck. I draw my first draw spell. We end this, boys.
I'm just saying, at least they could give you like a white weenie deck that's, you know, I mean, something.
See, if you end up with multiple of, like, if you end up with, like, at least 2 of the 2-color decks that contain white, you start to get enough stuff to make something halfway decent, but you have to play through for several days before all of those unlock. Like, you can get 1 of those decks per day.
Well, this just feels gross. I'm gonna play Teferi and make an empty board. Not play Teferi on an empty board. Play Teferi and make an empty board. Also drew one of my favorite lands in the deck. Yeah, that's fine. You can Vraska's Contempt my Teferi. I still got 1 more in the deck. I still got 2 win cons in this deck, and there's 23 cards left, and I got for eight draw in my hand right now. We'll be okay. Memorial to Genius, though, is one of my favorite one-of lands. Oh my god, there's all of my Chemist Insights, like, right next to each other.
They really want you to be able to draw.
Yeah, well, hell, I got enough lands in play. Fuck it, why not? There we go. I'll draw 4 to counter your spell. 15 cards left in the deck. Dear God, homie, don't be on the bottom. Alright. There's Teferi. I need Chromium, like, soon TM. I really don't want to have to enter a Teferi loop to win this game.
Did they reset? I think they might have reset MMRs too. When they rolled it over.
I don't know.
Maybe. I mean, I have no idea. Like, it's been so all over the place that I wouldn't have a reasonable frame of reference. Honestly,
I'm
personally.
pretty sure I'm playing against someone who has never played Magic before.
I mean, it's possible.
You just started again, and they probably did pair you with someone new.
Alright, so I officially feel ridiculous here, Combat, but whatever. I think I'm going to have to enter a Teferi loop here, but not to be a dick. Like, I think I'm going to have to do it to win the game, but it's not like I'm going to deck them. I'm just going to get my Teferi loop going and kill them with Chromium.
But that's okay. Like, you're killing them with Chromium. You're not literally looping 50 times.
I mean, I was afraid I was going to have to. I only have 9 cards left in my deck when I finally found Chromium.
Yeah, I had a guy the other day who was playing. He was playing Teferi, and he wasn't paying attention, and he did in fact deck himself because he just
Ouch.
wasn't paying attention.
That sucks.
That's what I was gonna ask. So how do you end up doing the loop with the fairy?
Alright, so Teferi, you get his -8 emblem going, right?
Okay.
Then you -3 your Teferi, and that will put Teferi back on top of your deck, and you keep doing that every turn because that's the only card left in your deck.
Oh, I get it. So you draw Teferi at the beginning of the turn, then you
Play him and then -3 Teferi, and they never get to
man,
play
that's
anything.
And then all they have to do is they have to keep drawing every turn. I can see why that's irritating.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's why it's an obnoxious win condition.
Right, like, I have now 7 cards left in my deck. Teferi's on 7, they're at 15, I have a Chromium. Like, I'm 3 Chromium attacks away from killing them. Yeah, sure, you can actually duress me. I will not stop that. Sure, you got rid of Essence Scatter. Like, I am actually not activating Azcanta right now because I am so afraid of decking. Opponent's at 8, I have 5 cards in deck, Teferi's at 8. God damn. Sure, you've got History of Benalia. I don't think he realizes, like, I'm not actually going to ult the Teferi here. Like, I'm just bumping him up every turn so that way when I need to start looping them, I can. Which is now. Yeah, 4 cards left in deck. I can't risk him drawing like an Assassin's Trophy or some shit. Drawing this game out, you know, you play a few removal spells on Chromium, so I don't get to kill you for a few turns. Like, I actually can't risk that. So, fuck it. Teferi's on the bottom of my, or 3 cards deep on my deck. Oh! Game 1. He scooped it up. He realized he was dead. God damn, that was some ridiculous shit. Oh hey, it does count as 2 wins for your dailies though if you do something like this, because it's 2 matches.
Oh.
Alright, I have to win one of my next 2 to 3 matches to break even on this, plus get some cards. Then after that we're good. It's all profit. Let's see what I'm up against today. Well, whatever it is, I got counters, kill spells, and draw spells. Like, alright.
No 2-turn Escante again, though.
No, I know, that was pretty sick for all those turns. Alright, I am up against Izzet Aggro. Got it.
Yeah, boy.
I actually think this is probably a bad matchup for me.
It depends on if he's more control-y or more tempo-y.
No, he looks like he's my deck. Like, turn 1 Lava Runner, turn 2 double Wizard's Lightning to make the Lava Runner a 2/2, yeah.
Yep.
Like, obviously I'm going to use my cast down here. That shit is not getting held till end of turn.
Yep. People underestimate that fucking card, dude. Like, everybody I see is like, oh look, it's a Lava Mancer, we'll leave it alone. Like,
Okay, this
3
is
turns
bullshit.
later,
Like, I should have gotten the
6
opportunity to
turns.
kill his dude before he got to create a goblin there. He resolved it in the main phase, and it just jumped straight to combat even though I had actions. Fuck you, game. I hate...
You hit control.
Yeah. I hate when this game does shit like that.
Yeah, I've run into it. I don't know what it is. Like, sometimes it realizes it, and sometimes it doesn't. It's very odd behavior.
Yeah. But like that would have saved me now going on 3 life this turn.
It's a world of difference against something like that.
Yes, it is.
Alright. I can't play that shit deck anymore. I've got 2,500 gems. What's the most efficient way
Sealed.
to spend it?
Draft.
Sealed.
Draft.
Both of those are good answers, by the way.
Draft. I personally say draft because you will likely end up with as many or more rares as a sealed, and you get choice.
Oh, I can't even do it yet. Shit. Well, time to play trash decks until I ground out enough gold to get cards.
You grind gold to draft.
Yes, because I have to level up my fucking account or whatever. Like, it won't let me do draft mode yet.
I get it.
There isn't a
Wait.
switch top right that says play styles.
It's locked.
Oh, that's annoying.
Yeah, you have to hit the switch.
I think I'm throwing my opponent with how rapidly I'm playing my deck. Like, Okay, so we're actually gonna let this Lava Runner resolve, even though this feels awful, just so I can Ritual of Soot for value next turn.
Yeah. Worth. Does he have haste yet? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's got haste, right?
Dude, we're mid game. I've already resolved it
Okay.
to Fairy, like.
Oh, I didn't realize you'd gone past that many turns.
Oh yeah. Alright, and this is one of the few matches that's an aggro matchup where I won't syncopate. And do you know why I won't syncopate? Risk factor.
I was about to say.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Now, he can play a risk factor here for total value, but he did not have it. Good.
Okay, I'm just gonna concede. I can't do this. These decks are so bad. They're just like incoherent.
By the way, for anyone here who was thinking about playing control decks, you'll notice the neat little trick that I did there, which is activate Escanta, get to Fairy trigger, so I can activate Escanta twice in a turn. I'm pretty sure I'm about to ult a Teferi and then play a Teferi next turn combat.
I mean, that works.
Yeah, fuck it. Like,
If you got it, like, do it. Why not?
yeah, fuck it. He'll have no
Saves you a
lands.
turn. Oh, it feels so bad to lose a match and you know it's just because you don't have shocks.
Ah, yeah, that sucks.
Oh.
No, that's it. It's worth investing rare wildcards into, because this is Magic. You always invest in real estate.
Yep. It would have helped if I got the red-blue starter deck, but I didn't get the red-blue starter deck, so I didn't get a free, whatever that thing is, Mountain Falls or Sulphur Falls, I think it is, whatever it is.
I think my opponent was expecting me to counter the shock to my face. You do not know me. I am perfectly fine playing this game at 1 life. Do not give a fuck.
It's the only point of life that matters.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I think, like, so many people get hung up on. I don't want to lose life, I don't want to lose life, I don't want to lose life.
Yep.
Well,
What's
that's when
funny...
they do inappropriate jump blocks and stuff, because they're afraid of getting hurt.
My opponent's put me in a really weird position where he has less red mana than blue mana, so I'm actually going to go after his red mana first. He's a burn deck. You want to blink my Teferi. Yeah, okay, I'll let that happen. Like, I actually don't mind Teferi getting bounced, and I don't want to do anything about it. Like, I'd rather have the untapped mana and the counterspell in hand than do anything about your bouncing of Teferi. Ah, the good old discard Chemist Insight to hand size.
It's only half a discard.
Exactly.
It's a card I'd really like to run, but...
Hell yeah, opponent scoops up! Yeah, boy!
Wow.
Oh my god. Get ready for game 2.
Get you a Lava Runner, right?
Yeah, that was his 3rd or 4th Lava Runner that I had stopped. Alright, so against this guy, I definitely want my Syncopates in. I definitely want Lyra. Fuck yeah, gaining life. The real question is, do I want like Thought Erasure? I know I don't want another. Actually, I think I want to cut Ritual of Soot against this opponent and bring in 2 negates.
You don't want to have to wait that long.
Yeah, exactly. I actually think I'm also going to cut Chromium here and bring in another negate.
Like value in terms of card advantage matters a whole lot less than actually dealing with them quickly.
Yeah. Like, I'm in a weird position here where, like, Chromium, if I can get to turn 7, I've probably already won the game. And if I'm able to tap out for a Chromium on 7, I've probably won too. Which means the only time I'm casting Chromium is on, like, turn 20 against this guy. I really don't want to be playing turn 20 spells against a turn 4 kill deck. Like I say, I think this is one of my worst matchups, honestly. If I'm being onions.
Are you sure it's not whatever the fucking hexproof uncounterable dino fucking?
Oh, I mean,
Nearzal, Primal, whatever.
not Carnage Tyrant.
That one. That motherfucker.
Your onions joke I haven't heard in a long time.
Thank you. Alright, I can't play around anything, so I can just play like he doesn't have anything. Alright, Vraska's Contempt got me back to 5. I feel a lot better now.
So is he even missing land drops? He's only got 3 lands out, man.
Yeah, he's missing land drops. He's got nothing but gas in his hand, which scares the bejesus out of me, by the way.
Yeah, that's scary.
I'm gonna try to entice him into using another risk factor here. I failed. Yeah. I don't think this Teferi is a good play, but I feel like I have to do it. And that's why I was scared of it. Like, I can't play around my opponent having some kind of shock. Like, I just have to know that, or not shock, but, whatchamacallit, I just have to know I'm dead to it. Yeah, lightning strike. I'm dead to a lightning strike right now, and I know it. But I can't play around it, so why do?
But fortunately, he's already played 3 of them, I think. So if he's got 1, that's it.
Well, he's also got Wizard's Lightning.
Oh, that's right.
So, I mean, he's got a lot of spells that do what he wants. Here comes Risk Factor. Ooh, a new Risk Factor. Yes! Value from Syncopate. Syncopate X1, exile the bitch. Fuck you. Whoa. We're halfway there. I'm definitely living on a prayer right now. I'm basically looking for a Lyra right now. It's like Lyra or bust. Now, I will say this, if he plays another creature, I will absolutely let it resolve that it isn't a, when it comes to play, does 2 damage to me creature, because I want to Vraska's Contempt it.
Just to get the life back.
Yep. Well, dude, being at 3 lives is scary as fuck against this deck. He scryed 1 to the top. That's probably a bad sign for me. Oh, it was the land. Okay. Wow, he took damage off of Steam Vents. That scares me.
At what turn is this?
I got like 10 lands in play, bro.
And, oh, what?
This spell can't be countered. Does 6 damage to me. Why the fuck did we wait to cast this then?
I was about to say, is he bane firing you?
Inescapable Blaze. But I mean, like, I've known that I was
Wow.
dead to anything like that for a long time.
He drugged that out terribly, though.
Yeah, he did. -1 Price of Fame, +1 more negate. On the play. Actually. I'm gonna cut 2 Vraska's Contempts on the play. Add 2 Thought Erasures. Yeah. Show me an opening hand with Lyra and fucking 5 lands and I'll keep it. Like I say, I think that this is honestly one of my worst matchups here, and I feel like I'm doing okay. Oh, Jesus Christ. Alright, well, I'm either going to get mana screwed or I'm not. Wow, he brought in Spell Pierce in an aggro deck. Now I'm just gonna feel bad if I lose because my opponent's a retard.
Wait, Spell Pierce is in standard right now?
Yeah.
What? Since when?
Oh, months.
Shows you how well I've been followed.
Yeah. Fuck me! Yeah, I'm probably gonna lose this. Oh, yeah. There's your does 6 uncounterable. Yep. Alright, cool. Whatever. I lost to what I recognize as my worst matchup.
Yeah, that was kind of a rough
Shit happens.
that game. Yeah, and that's just it.
Alright, I gotta win this next one or else I go home sad. With half my buy-in. Wait, is this the guy I just played against?
No.
Okay. This is such a weird hand. I can keep it, but I have very mixed feelings on it.
5 lands? Yeah. Oh, the elves.
Mm-hmm. If he has a turn 2, 5/4, I'm gonna be crying. Oh, nope, he won't have it. Okay. Citrus. Oh, he's playing that graveyard deck. Okay. Cool. Yeah, we're groovy then. Opponent, please let me look at the top card of my library. Or let you look a whole bunch of times with the Dryad Green Speaker. Okay, I don't believe he has an assassin's trophy, which was one of the checks that I was doing there before I drop it to Fairy, because if he did, he probably would have killed my search for Escanta.
I am not going to sit. I won't hide from the world any longer. Hold that thought.
Ouch. I may be in trouble here.
I won't let you win.
I lead the Golgari wherever I go. I leave bodies in my wake.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've lost this game.
Phone, consider it done.
I'm known for my excellent timing.
Well, that was interesting. Still in Fairy.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Yeah, I figured that's what he was going for. I'm in this position where I basically need to top deck a Ritual of Soot and 2 Vraska's Contempts to not be just completely ass fucked right now.
Yay! I'm finally out of you must play basic match mode.
Woohoo!
Well done. Alright, there's part 1 of what I said I needed.
you need.
Yep. Like I say, I'm not saying that this game is over. It's just, it's going to be an uphill battle from here. But I'm going to put myself in a position to play that uphill battle. I think my uphill battle may have just gotten lost because I don't have a counter for whatever he's doing with Mausoleum Secrets, and I assume that whatever he's doing is not good for me. Actually, that's not that bad. Like, it's not good, but it could be a lot worse.
So who wants to help me draft?
Okay. I'm sure Combat would be willing to help too.
Yeah, do you have any way to like screen share or anything?
Shit. Do I? Oh no.
'Cause that would be
I've
ideal.
never streamed before.
You can just,
probably
do you know how to
have.
use snipping tools? Like, you can very quickly snip, because I don't think there's a time limit on your picks.
Is there?
No.
No, you're
No?
against bots.
Yeah, yeah. And then
So,
I can
like,
print
just,
screen it.
yeah, print screen and give us each pick and we'll talk through it.
Everyone is
Sounds
expendable.
good.
I'm trying to get like through this grindy ass blue-black control matchup, and as soon as I'm out of that, I'll be good for it. But like, if you want to get started, by all means. I have no idea how long this is gonna fucking take.
Yeah, like, I am in a very, very unfortunate matchup right now.
I can wait a little bit.
I mean, you have no time limit. Like, you can post and we can just answer as we're able to.
I just drew Niv, so this won't take long, I don't think. Get fucked, nerd.
Well, okay. That Bone Dragon's gonna be difficult to deal with long term.
Does that say he exiles other things from his graveyard and it comes back?
Yep. 7 cards. He has 22 cards in his graveyard. He can do it. He can do it 3 times.
Let's draw an instant or sorcery.
Goddamn. I need to draw so many cards to not be dead next turn. I don't think there's enough cards that I can draw next turn and cast to not be dead. Nope, that'll do it. Alright, on to game 2.
So how do you keep it from losing to him again?
Kill him quickly. Yeah, sideboarding into an aggro deck. What? Ish. Tempo would be the correct way to do it. To call this. I have sideboarded into tempo. Although that's a keepable hand. Especially with my opponent mulliganing to 5. Alright, and scry 1 bottom. Yeah,
Ouch, that's rough for him.
yes it is. He definitely has the turn 1 Land of War, that's for sure. Surprised he kept this card in against me.
The 1/1 Death Touch.
That all creatures must block for 3 fucking mana. Like, I feel like these matches start as soon as I hit that I'm done with my sideboard, which indicates to me, maybe my opponents just don't even have goddamn sideboards. Maybe they're just running it back and beating my shit.
Well, that was a storm counter 9 turn.
Wow.
Okay. Officially out of that match.
Good
That was 1 turn.
turn.
Very good turn.
Yeah, whenever you start drafting McCone, just drop them in the MTG chat and we'll give you our picks.
Yep.
Alright. Yeah, I forgot I was supposed to be raiding tonight, so hold on, let me get this started. Alright, print
The old
screen.
multitask.
Yeah, print screen. Where's paint?
Oh, if you use Snip Tool,
What is
if you use
snip
Snipping Tool, you can paste out of it because it auto copies it to clipboard.
What is snip tool?
If you just hit Windows key and then just type in Snip.
Yep, that's what a lot of us use for screenshots on non-Steam games.
Snip.
Super quick.
Snipping tool.
Draw your box. Click in Discord, Control V, and you're done.
Alright. Snip. Snipping tool. New. Okay. Alright, there's board 1.
I like Pridemate Shock and Rabbit Bite's not terrible. Yeah, that and maybe Greenwood Sentinel if you wanted to try to force green all seem reasonable to me.
Let's see. I get pick 1.
Yeah, my four choices would be Pridemate, Shock, Sentinel, and Bite.
Yeah. Shockingly, we have the exact same picks.
Alright, I took Pridemate, so.
Okay, so now we know what we're aiming for as of pack 1.
Yep.
Wow, Teferi, seriously? I only have one of you left in the deck, and I draw you. Before I draw any of my goddamn threats!
Alright, there's 2.
If we try to force a hard go at it with the mono white, I like Take Vengeance. If you decide to go white red, I also like Instigator there. Fire Elemental isn't the worst thing ever. Just if you need a big dumb dorker. Yeah, like if it was me personally right here, I would take the Take Vengeance and leave myself
I would
open.
Take Vengeance unless you really like any of the other colors.
Right.
Here.
I've got pick 2, so I can take Vengeance.
Like removal is the removal there's good, and none of the things are bombs.
Gotcha.
Nothing.
Alright.
Yeah, there's no bomb that would overrule Take Vengeance right there.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Alright.
Like if you were telling me, oh, I want to go super hyper aggro, like I could see an argument for Catalyst Elemental, but yeah.
Alright, there's screen 3.
Luminous Bonds.
Bonds or Gallant Cavalry, one or
Yeah,
the other.
like I could see an argument for a Gallant Cavalry. I just
He doesn't have a body yet, so
exactly.
That's why I kind of.
Alright, we'll take Gallant Cavalry.
Okay.
I'm not done yet.
It's a 2-for-1 body, and that's always really good.
Take Vengeance.
Vengeance. No question.
Yeah, like neither one of us even hesitated. It's just Take Vengeance.
Alright. Ooh, this is...
Well, that's nice. This time you actually get to exile it.
Yeah, that's what I was going for there.
Alright.
Gallant Cavalry again would be my pick.
Yeah, like Angel of Dawn has the evasion on him, but yeah.
It's also 5. Like.
Yeah, and that's the issue. It's like 4 versus 5 is such a huge difference. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of times we don't think about it.
And keep in mind, like the thing about Gallant Cavalry that makes it so good is like both creatures have upside.
Right.
They're both vigilant 2/2s, which is really, really strong and limited.
I mean, this is pretty straightforward here. What do you think we're gonna say? I take the pack.
yeah.
I take the pack beast and just stay mono white until you're given a reason not to be mono white.
I would actually
How
personally, I would take Pyromancer here because it gives you a very solid pivot into red at
All right, that's
low-
fair.
At low risk and low opportunity cost here, because Pack Beast I would not main deck.
And that's a fair statement.
You just kill his dude to run that mausoleum that you just can't. Yeah, good game.
Pyromancer.
Yeah, Pyromancer. Combat was definitely correct there.
Some fun choices here.
My opponent's playing off the top. I have a grip of 7. I like how I just went ahead and said good game. Yeah, we're gonna let
this
Land
is
of Worlds
hard.
revolve. Luminous Bonds.
Yeah, I think I would still go with Bonds in this case, but that Falcon is really tempting.
I mean, it
know,
is.
1/2 flying, like...
And the thing, well, yeah, if you like,
Wow, he scooped.
I would pick
Yeah.
Bonds at this point, but
I would take Bonds here. I mean, at the end of the day, I think you're gonna get past more Rustwing Falcons than Bonds, just based on my experience.
It's also worth noting that against players, these bonds would not be in this pack this long.
No, they would not.
Pledge!
Yep.
Pledge! Busted!
Yeah, like I would like you to pledge my frat right now, bro.
Alright, I can do that. Boo. Next one doesn't look great.
Well, show us what it looks like.
Yeah.
Greenwood Sentinel. Not a question about it.
Yeah.
Alright, my opponent hasn't played a single green mana yet. I'm gonna get Thief of Sanity on the board and see what happens.
Because similar to the Pyromancer, it's a potential pivot into green if you get good green stuff and you're not missing out on anything. 2-drops like that are a very with a like good 2-drops, which that is, are a good way to pivot into a second color.
Catalyst Elemental? Fire Elemental?
I take Fire Elemental here.
Yeah, you need big bodies at this point.
Like, if you run secondary red, that's a solid thing to have. Plummet.
Axe.
Plummet. Plummet.
Mm.
Not a question about it. Kind of
would do
monster
Axe,
would
too.
do Axe there. Either one of them's a sideboard card. Plummet at least has more upside.
He's got to make his own choice on this one.
I'll take Plummet.
Yeah, like, you're not going to main deck the Axe anyway. Like, I'd rather have the Plummet in the board in case I slide into white. Dude, I'm fucking countering my opponent's Stitcher Suppliers right here. Because I know he has the Sack-a-Dude draw 3 card. So, like, I'm countering all his dudes. Luxodon.
Linebreaker. Yep. He's
Yeah,
a
that's
mid.
what I thought too. Shit. Hold on, time to do another thing.
Thank you, game, for pausing to let me know I can in fact cast Ritual of Soot onto an empty board. That's very useful information.
That might be relevant to people's interests.
Nice! So we're all gonna get 5 decks.
Yep.
5 more decks. I'd take the Trumpet Blast.
Yeah, it's the least. It's the least bad.
Yeah, what he said.
Unless you want to like make a black constructed deck that you think you would use the horror in, but I would never do that. So
No. How do they handle lands in this draft?
you get them for free.
Okay, my opponent has exactly 1 card he hasn't
Well,
seen
that
in my
makes
hand.
that makes it pretty easy then.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wall of Vines.
Well, yeah, like typically with paper drafts, like when you draft, there's a land bank that whoever's organizing it hands them out and loans them out, and then everybody gives them back at the end of the draft. And
Yep.
usually, etiquette is to pitch all of the lands that you get out of your packs back to the bank. But
Remember back in the day when Sealed Deck had a ton of, like, it was an actual Sealed Deck, not just this,
Yeah.
like, and we had all these lands in it, and you could only play the lands in your Sealed Deck.
oh boy, so
Leonin
So
Vanguard.
this is-
I like how you're sitting here putting a ton of thought into it. I'm just like, Leonin Vanguard.
I mean, for efficacy, Vanguard, right? But like, you also have to ask yourself if you're gonna use this fucking dragon dude.
Dude, I'm telling him how to draft the best deck. I'm not thinking about
Yeah.
what he wants to play.
Like,
I just want to win the
You're-
most because
You're
I'm
not gonna
frustrated
cast
about
the you're not gonna cast that dragon in this draft. I'm gonna go ahead and tell
no,
you
you're
that.
never gonna cast that dragon in this draft. The only reason to take that dragon is if you wanted to rare draft it because you expected to play those colors in a constructed deck, and you would not want to burn a mythic wild card on him later. However,
What he
I
said.
don't think it's probably likely that you're gonna do that. And if you're not gonna do that, pick up the Vanguard.
So you only get to keep the cards that you actually pick.
Correct.
Correct. Everything that you're picking now, you will have to use in constructed decks after the draft.
Correct. Plus you'll get whatever packs you win.
Right.
Like for me, it's a no-brainer. I think that Vanguard's the only correct choice here.
If it were a different dragon, like if it were Chromium,
Yeah, if it was Chromium,
Yeah,
like
okay,
I would
okay.
actually, yeah, if it was Chromium, I'd try to pivot into a deck that could play Chromium.
but that dragon is eh.
Exactly. Jesus, I cannot draw my Dawnbringers to save my life.
Have you seen one yet?
Nope, not in the last 2 games.
Whoa.
I have 25 cards left in this deck this time. Yeah, you're gonna bounce your dragon back in. Oh, where's your bounce your dragon back into play here? Oh, he didn't do it. I'm shocked. Alright, we're just gonna keep chaining together Chemist Insights until we do something. This will be the 3rd one we've cast both halves of. God damn.
What?
I mean, you're looking at this shit, right, Combat? This is insane.
No, I'm reading about this announcement and going back and forth between that and the draft shit.
Gotcha.
Hold on, it's gonna be a few minutes before I draft again.
I'll start up the stream in a second. I'll start with the stream in a second here.
No, this has been nutty. I haven't seen anything other than those thieves. That's been about it you've drawn.
Yeah, like, it's insane what I'm drawing here. Swarm Guild Mage. Alright, sure. Essence Scatter. Like, at this point, I was afraid I was going to start having to discard to hand size. I was at 7. Sure, another draw spell. My 1 of land. 20 cards left in the deck.
Just keep digging, man. Eventually
Yeah.
you'll get it.
Alright, sure. Counter your dude. Like, I'm actually countering for the digging right now. I'm not even kidding.
Land? Nope.
No. But I have a Memorial to Genius in play. Like I said, I've really enjoyed that land. I am definitely going to be activating my Memorial to Genius to draw at my opponent's end step. Because that's what we need, is to draw more cards. Oh, hey, there's Teferi.
I wonder.
Yep, I'll play that. Fuck it. 15 cards left in the deck. Haven't seen a 2 of yet.
Let's slow this I can no longer. Stand by.
Where's the trophy? Where's the trophy?
I mean, there's only one card in his hand that I don't know what it is. Which means it probably is a trophy, you're right, but
I mean, that's my.
is Ritual of Soot or Island worse in my hand right now? I think Ritual of Soot might be.
You've got a Vraska's Contempt, yeah.
Yeah, I've got and a Cast Down and another Ritual of Soot. I have both my Ritual, or I have 2 Ritual of Soots in my hand. I say both. I think there's another in my graveyard. Nope. So in the last 14 cards of the deck, I have 2 Lyras and another Thief. Sure, you get your Bone Dragon, bro.
Probably about 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Let's see here. This one's kind of a tougher call. I just don't like Swiftclaw, but I mean, he's probably the best pick in here.
I mean, if you're running a light red splash, Bogart Brute's not bad.
Yeah. Between the two of them, it kind of depends on how much you've got. If you feel like you're gonna end up going with the red splash, I would go with Brute.
We do this.
Alright, combat. I had all 3 of my Ritual Assaults, so I discarded one of those over an island.
There you go.
I have 12 cards left in my deck. I have 3 of the 5 threats in my deck in those 12 cards.
Here, hold on, let me I'll re-upload that with the sideboard.
Fine, broker.
Oh,
Counter. Swamp to the graveyard. I really don't want to enter a Teferi loop here. God damn.
Yeah, I would take the Brute.
Hold that thought.
Oh my god, combat. Can you believe it?
Stream's still behind, so I haven't seen. Hey, there's Lyra.
Yeah. And I know my
Okay,
opponent
so-
has 2 removals, or 3 removal spells. Oh, he had 3 removal spells in hand. Alright. Do I just let the first one have... no, fuck it. I'm going to counter that.
Hey, you've got your.
Well, he's got
I've
2
got
more
a down.
removal spells for it. Yeah, put Chemist Insight in the graveyard.
Cavalry.
Most stuff, yeah.
Oh, I gotta take vengeance.
What else is in the pack?
See
That's
here.
probably the choice, but what else is in the pack here?
I mean, I know every card in my opponent's hand, and I actually let him resolve a kill spell just because... Fuck it. I'll hit the other Lyra soon, I'm sure.
Can't be that far down.
Yeah, I think it's the Take Vengeance. Eight cards left in my deck.
Another take vengeance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Card's good.
Oh yeah.
5 cards left in my deck. I have 2 threats in those 5 cards.
Move quickly.
And instead, draw another piece of counter magic. God damn it.
The remorseful cleric. I don't know.
I like those first 2 picks. I like those first 2 cards. How much removal do you have so far?
No time for a break.
I mean, you can never have too much, but I'm looking at your number of bodies here. I think you need people at this point. I would recommend the cleric at this point. I think. as much as it would be nice to do the take vengeance,
Yeah, you're fair.
I think you need a 2-mana, two power flyer.
That's fair. My opponent's probably looking at my hand going, I don't know how he's supposed to win this game. And I would concur with my opponent. Yeah, he got rid of my Disdainful Stroke. I do not have an out anymore. Well, I have 2 cards left in my deck. One of those 2 might be counter magic. Maybe. I haven't checked. Okay, there's Lyra. I can't activate my Teferi here. So the last card in my deck has to be counter magic for me to have a chance to win this. It's not counter magic. Alright.
I'm not ready for this quite yet.
I need to figure out how to get that kill spell out of my opponent's hand.
Trust me. You'll thank me later. Sorry I'm late.
My opponent says, oops, like, this is an accident. No, I guarantee you, opponent, what I'm doing is not an accident.
It's time to step out of the shadows. Everyone is expendable, except
I know my response. If you show remorse, I'll show restraint. Reverse!
I don't know what my opponent has that could cause him to discard a card, but I'm playing to my only out right now, and I hate myself for it, combat.
Yeah, but I mean, it's literally the only option you have.
Yep.
This isn't a fight you can ride on schedule.
I have to say this is the most ridiculous strategy I've ever seen, but
You gotta do what you gotta do.
yeah, no, you left without any other options.
I am literally out of other options. I have cast every spell on my deck except for 4. Okay.
Rustwing.
Let's see. Stag OP.
Yeah, Stag OP is shit.
I would say Rustwing if Stag weren't a just busted card in limited.
I am not. I won't hide from the world any longer.
Hey, I would take
Ew.
Vengeance.
Yep.
How many deck
It's
Vengeances
back.
does that put us up
4.
to? Yeah. I think about 8's the right number.
Yep.
Ooh, got a line breaker.
Alright. Eldest Reborn just made me discard a card. I'm going to have to Vraska's Contempt whatever threat he steals or gets into play. Oh my god, this is so ridiculous. Like, if he plays another big threat here, I lose. And I know it. And I'll scoop when I know that I've lost. But until then, I am, yeah, Luxodon. I am playing to the very, very small chance that I can still win this.
Known for my excellent timing. Trust me, you'll thank me later. Not so fast.
My opponent keeps saying good game trying to get me a scoop. Like, motherfucker, show me that you have the win. I will scoop if you show me that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, until then, you have not won this game. My favorite was yesterday on one of my sealed events. My opponent went, good game. I said, good game back. He swung out, and I played a spell and just fucking shreked him and turned around and killed him on the backswing. Alright, it's all going to come down to what he gets back with his fine broker. Alright, you got it. Cool. Good job, opponent. You finally proved that you could win the game.
Yep.
Oh hey, I got a mythic out of one of my cards, which makes the fact that I went 1-2 feel a little bit less bad.